Moving on to the Indiana Pacers. Wow, man, that high octane offense of Indiana, led by Tyrese Haliburton, has been cooking so far to start the season. And this was one of the teams that I wanted to watch because I felt like this team is on the rise, and people kind of forget that they were a fourth seed last year before Halliburton went down. Of course, the Eastern Conference had some injuries and stuff like that, but just looking at their consistent level of play and how he's getting guys involved, I really liked what he does on what he did last year and what he's going to continue to do, especially after that trade from Sacramento. Um, the feud with Wally Zerbiak, I believe he's a Knicks correspondent now. Um, that whole thing, him now getting into being an all-star and continuing that role. And he's doing that so far at the start of the season with 20 points and 12 assists a game. Um, Leading this offense, the Pacers scored 143 against the Washington Wizards and 125 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And of course, that was without Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and Donovan Mitchell. But it's just looking at what Indiana is continuing to build there with all these guys there that can score. Aaron Naismith, who signed a deal just now, is comfortably above 15 points per game at 16.5. Mathurin, Turner, and Brown both at 15 points a game. And Jalen Smith and Buddy Hield chipping in 13 and 12 respectively. So this team has a lot of scorers, a lot of guys that can create baskets. And with Halliburton, even guys that can't create their own shots like Brown, like a Jalen Smith, he's finding easy baskets for those guys, and those guys are flourishing. Rick Carlisle as the coach, I like that a lot, especially with a young team like this. It looks like he's honing them and bringing them together. And this offense where it's just flowing and continuing to get better. Indiana is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Can they defend at a high level? That's what we're going to be. That's what we're going to see. See if they can get to that point in time. See if Toppin can really take off with the addition that they made in the offseason with him, and seeing how that's going to continue to build. I'm very, 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 very intrigued by this Indiana Pacers team. I have been even last season. This season, I want to see them take the jump and stay there and try to be a top seed in the Eastern Conference. I had them in the play-in, but if they're going to continue to play like this, they're kind of looking like the East Coast Kings right now, right? Where Sacramento last year with that high octane offense and everything was clicking so far. But Indiana, I'm very intrigued to see how they play and continue to play. They're a little bit more dynamic, I think, than the Kings. Of course, the Kings, I think, have a little bit more talent, but Indiana, looking at what they're doing right now with that offense and Tyrese Haliburton controlling everything and scoring, I really like what they're doing out there in Indiana.